Mufussy and Galeer.
Vroom, vroom. All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to Dropkick the Commute for August 22nd, 2024. We are 3 days away from AEW All In. This is a big week. I am so excited. How are you, MrGaleer?
I'm all right. I'm excited to go to... Hang on. I have a burp.
You idiot. You should have burped before we started recording.
No, we're okay. I'm excited for All In London, baby. Also, I'm going back to school and I start classes tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
Did you go back to school shopping?
I never thought I'd pick up a pencil again.
I know, that's crazy.
Did I go back to school shopping? Yeah, we went together. We went to that estate sale
yeah.
where I got 3 free notebooks.
And a whiteboard for hella cheap.
And a whiteboard. Yeah, just for school.
So exciting.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll check back in a week to see how my mental state is.
Yeah. Wait, I have a good plug. Are you ready?
Good plug.
Hey, give money to our Ko-Fi to pay for MrGaleer's schooling. Link in the description.
Oh, that's a lot. It's a lot of Ko-Fi. Oh man.
Yeah, so they better get started.
Education. Yeah, it ain't free.
It's true. I wish
I'm
it was.
actually completely relying on the Dropkickers to pay for my school.
Oh man, we have a big week ahead of us. I'm really excited for this weekend. And then we have many pay-per-views coming up here. But I actually want to start with AEW today.
We're fresh off of it.
Yeah, we're fresh off of it. We're gonna work a little backwards. So let's talk about the big news that was reported today. A little fender bender in the episode, if you will. It has been reported by Fightful that Ricochet has signed a multi-year deal with AEW.
And you know, one Ricky closes, another Ricky opens.
They sacrificed a Ricky to gain one back.
It was more like a Ricky trade for Ricochet.
Yeah. How do you feel about this? I don't think it's surprising news. I think most people were expecting him to go there, but I'm surprised he didn't go in the indies first, honestly. I feel like Ricochet fits with the indie vibe.
I'm surprised that this wasn't more of a secret. And I feel like not much is a secret in wrestling anymore.
Yeah, so much has leaked lately.
I know. I just want a good, genuine surprise. Why don't people want to be surprised?
Yeah, I gotta say though, that is kind of on us for being chronically online, too. You know.
Yeah. I wish I could just shut off the internet and, be surprised at everything that happens.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be good. It's likely he'll probably be in the Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah, which I'm still gonna, even though it was reported, I'm still gonna pop like crazy. I think. It'll be good.
Oh yeah, dude. And I have a feeling that's not the only big. I'm sure we'll get plenty of big surprises that night.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know?
I will say I am a little nervous. As I think we should be, honestly. Sure, AEW is gonna sign another big name, but what's gonna happen? You know?
Well, yeah, you gotta make sure they're used.
Yeah.
Properly, because they already have an issue of underutilizing a lot of talent there.
Underutilized and inflated, so.
Yep, it's true. And, obviously, people actively go there knowing this, so it's not like they're being blindsided, I guess,
Right.
You kind of have to go in and you can't just be like, oh, they're going to book me properly.
Right.
You kind of have to be realistic about it, where you know you're going into unless you're Mercedes Moné, of course. You kind of have to just make sure you're going in there and knowing that you're kind of stepping into a company that has way too many people.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if because obviously Ricochet is friends with Will Ospreay, and I'm sure many other people there. It makes me wonder if he's had these conversations with other talent already, and
it's probably been a concern.
Yeah, so
but
I'm curious.
I think he's gonna get paid a good amount of money to go wrestle there, and he can definitely, like you said, he can wrestle the indie style. So I think we're gonna see something that we have never seen from Ricochet. Something that a lot of people have seen from Ricochet, like pre-WWE, but something that we, as fans, have not seen from Ricochet in our lifetime, which is him wrestling outside of WWE.
Yeah, so
it'll be fun.
It's gonna be good. I'm pretty excited. So
our speed champion.
Yeah, my favorite.
I actually want to gauge your interest. What's like a match you'd want to see? Who would you want to see him face?
I would love to see him. I mean, this probably wouldn't happen for a long time, but I would love to see Ricochet and Swerve. I think they would fucking have a killer match. Obviously, Ricochet and Will Ospreay, I feel like we're definitely going to get that.
Yeah, they're gonna give us that.
Yeah, Ricochet and... I'm trying to think. Maybe Ricochet in a tag team with, like... Not in a tag team, but, like, up against, like, Private Party would go hard. Yeah. Trying to think of some similar styles here. Even bigger styles, like, I don't know, have him go against, like,
give me Ricochet and Brody King.
Yeah, that would go crazy. Yeah, House of Black against Ricochet, like someone from House of Black. Ricochet and Malachi could go crazy.
Yeah. And I think they used to face a bunch in NXT, I want to say.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of possibility.
Potential for a lot of rematches. Potential for him and Adam Cole to lock up again.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Ricochet and Darby Allin.
Ooh, yeah.
And Ricochet and Hologram is one that people have been talking about a lot.
Oh, for sure. That would probably be one of their first matches, I would assume.
Yeah, that's like one that people are already fantasy booking.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ricochet and AEW is gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
So saw a Twitter post that was like, what debut do you want to see at All In? And it was like Ricochet, Shane McMahon, Becky Lynch, and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
And do you think we could see any of those other ones?
I don't think so. Like, maybe a, I don't know, maybe a Bobby Lashley, but I don't know.
I feel like, I was saying Ricochet was the realistic one, and then he got signed. So I'd say next, like, second most realistic would probably be Bobby Lashley. But he's doing boxing now or something, isn't he?
Is he? I don't know. I haven't seen much.
I saw something about him, like, again, social media moves so fast, and I read things for 2 seconds, but, like, I swear I saw something about him, like, prepping for a boxing match.
Oh, maybe.
Which would be nuts.
Yeah, that would... bro, he would fucking knock people out. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so maybe we will see more than one debut at All In, but even if we didn't get the Ricochet one, I'm still stoked on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I agree.
So, shout out Ricky.
Let's hop over to Dynamite. Dynamite was fucking killer. It was a great episode. Cardiff the Cardiff crowd was absolutely insane. And the Cardiff crowd, it was the biggest AEW crowd I've seen in years.
The Cardiff crowd, they call them the Welsh Warriors.
It was really, really good reception for everybody, and very cool venue, very cool set. I'm excited for Collision, which they recorded right after, and I am excited for All In because we had some good build here. Let's start off with Mercedes and Britt Baker. This is how the show started, the contract signing. Tony Schiavone calls them both out, and he's like, listen, ladies, we're not going to fight today. You both agreed to no physical violence. And they were both like, yeah, whatever. Britt had a killer promo. Two highlights from this. The biggest one that I kept seeing clips of was she said to Mercedes, you were one of four, and I've always been one of one, which is a crazy statement. I love that.
Yeah. Another big thing too was like Mercedes ragging on her for having the whole DMD thing as a backup plan. And
yeah.
She was like, being a dentist wasn't my plan B. It was just my second plan A.
Yeah.
Because I'm good at both.
Right. So their match is gonna be incredible. We did have some physical violence, in fact. Not between Mercedes and Britt, but Britt goes, Mercedes, chill, I'm not gonna hit you. And then she looks at Camille and goes, but this bitch is getting on my nerves, and fucking throws a right hand at her. Jumps over the table, lands on Camille, who falls onto Mercedes, and we had quite the scuffle there. Britt holds
Taz
up
goes,
the TBS championship after, and crowd goes crazy. So it was a really good segment here.
Camille fell on they both fell on the chair, and the chair just falls over, and Taz goes, "What the hell's that chair made of?"
Yeah, that was so funny.
Oh my god,
the indestructible chair.
The stream I was watching of AEW Dynamite was like, you could like hear them before Dynamite went on the air. I think it was like the Fight TV stream or something, but you could hear like Taz and Excalibur talking.
Okay.
And they were having trouble hearing each other because the crowd was so loud.
Really?
And yeah. And Taz is like complaining, and Excalibur just goes, "Come on, Taz, we're fucking commentators. We gotta." He was like, "We gotta talk over these people."
Oh my god.
It was funny. Oh yeah, and I will say too about that. Before Dynamite went on the air, the Cardiff crowd and whoever was able to catch it online got Michael Oku versus Serpentico.
That's dope.
Which is pretty cool because I'd never seen a Michael Oku match.
Yeah.
So, big ups to Michael Oku. He won. Serpentico, the resident jobber of AEW, actually put on a match that was longer than 3 minutes. It might have been 5. Don't know, but it was pretty solid.
We had Tony Storm versus Saraya. Pretty good match, and obviously Tony won. Like we said last week, like obviously Tony was gonna win this. They've been building Tony and Mariah up like crazy. One thing I loved was Cardiff, the Cardiff crowd, the Wales Warriors redid their Cody Rhodes chant, where at class they were like Cody Rhodes. They did Tony Storm. I fucking loved it, dude. Really, really good. And we had Mariah May come out at the end and attack Tony Storm, and it's really good stuff.
This is gonna be a contender for match of the night.
Yeah, it really is.
It has not lost any steam.
It hasn't, and this is probably there's a few matches I'm really excited for, and this is probably number 1 or 2. Like, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really good. I'm I have no other words really except I'm hyped on this. Also, shout out Saraya. Occasionally I'll have a moment where I'm like, man, Saraya sucks, but she's a really good wrestler.
Yeah, there was a few good moments there.
People were wondering if she was going to resign because her contract's coming up soon. I think she either resigns to AEW or she goes elsewhere. I don't think everyone always is just like, well, it's either WWE or AEW. I don't think she'll go back to WWE, frankly. I don't think they'll let her wrestle.
Why is that?
Her whole injury, which is how she left. She broke her neck and had to like retire.
Yeah.
And then
you don't think she would pass with the WWE like doctors?
I don't think so, no. Because just based on what we've seen, I feel like AEW's doctors, like, realistically, should Bryan Danielson have been competing as frequently as he did this year?
Probably not.
You know, like, I don't know. I really don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but just based on what we see and, like, people talking, it seems like there's a little more leniency, not only in what they do, but how frequently they're allowed to wrestle. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I guess Edge and Daniel Bryan both come back in WWE from pretty bad neck injuries. Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So, who's to say? But she also hasn't been booked the best in AEW, and she's expressed that. So, kind of leave it up to Saraya and see where this ends up.
Yeah. I don't know where she would. I feel like she would only re-sign with AEW if she's probably getting paid a fuck ton because of her name and who she is. But also, yes, she hasn't been booked well, so maybe she would only re-sign if she was like promised another title or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how that shit works. So
yeah, I mean, MJF and Will Ospreay, another segment that absolutely cooked. MJF made it personal, and we actually learned that MJF turned heel because he was jealous of Will Ospreay. He let that one slip. And then he made it personal where he was like, I was talking to your wife and kid, and based on how our conversation went, it looks like your next kid might not be yours either. And I was like, whoa!
Sheesh. Yeah, this, I gotta say, MJF lately, the promos have felt very, like I feel like in the beginning they were very good, and almost like now they're a little bit more like copy paste. It's kind of the same thing. And then I like moments like these where he breaks, like,
yeah, I do too.
He loses his cool, like, and just fucking starts screaming and
well, do you think that's going into the character work? Like, maybe it is copy paste because he's like leaning into it more. So he's like putting on a front. This is how I'm interpreting it, I guess. He's like putting on a front to like try and be who he was before, but seeing him slip like this, it's like, okay, so it is a front, and he's actually just jealous the whole time, and he's taking it out on him. That's how I'm interpreting it.
Maybe. I don't necessarily know if it's that deep, but I like that, like the perception of it maybe being that deep. So,
yeah.
But regardless, it was a very good segment. And then we were promised also no physicality with this one, and Will Ospreay really wants to hit MJF, and he looks at Shivani and he goes, "Hey, what's the fine if I touch him? And Tony Schiavone, he's got Tony in his ear. He says, all right. Tony Khan says it's $120,000, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's worth it, and just lays into MJF.
So good.
Security rushes the ring and separates the two, and I gotta say, pretty wild to take that fine to get your ass whooped, because MJF killed him with the ring, and he was busted bloody.
Yep. Yeah, busted wide open, bleeding everywhere, and it was crazy. This led into a segment later on where Ospreay was backstage and sitting there, and Renee's like, "Oh my God, Will, what's your status for Sunday? We gotta know." And Bryan Danielson walks up to him and he goes, "Do it." He just looks at Will Ospreay and goes, "Do it."
Yeah, he gives him permission to use the Tiger Driver.
Yeah, he goes, "I saw, do it," and then he walks away, and Will's like,
I feel as if we know he's gonna use the Tiger Driver. We know that's where this payoff is gonna be, right?
Yeah.
I think MJF's gonna use it on him.
I think so. I think
MJF's gonna use it on him, and they're gonna do a whole angle like he can't continue, and then he's gonna finish the match. And
I would love for Will Ospreay to use it, and then MJF play off of it and wear a neck brace, and oh, Will Ospreay broke my neck, and go into this whole thing. That would be funny.
That'd be good. I think that would be good.
I think either way though is very possible. MJF doing it on Will and that shit. It's very possible because MJF's been teasing it too. You know, he keeps getting stopped when he goes to use it, but he's been trying.
Yeah. So. Danielson gave him that the pass.
Yeah. Okada and Claudio fucking ruled.
Oh, so good.
Still astounds me that this wasn't on All In, but it was very good.
I'm not gonna say I'm super mad that it ended in a draw, but I am a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I like that AEW does that.
Time limits and stuff?
Time limit draws are a really cool story point that we didn't really get pre-AEW. I can't think of the last time one's happened in WWE that really mattered in a match. I think I was just we just had one on Collision, and now we just have another one on Dynamite.
Yeah, they were very close together.
They're both very good, and but I don't necessarily think you can't one of them losing isn't going to bury the other, because they're both that good.
Yeah.
At least in my eyes, that's what I think. So, but I will say that it was a killer match. Yes, I do wish it was at Wembley. Unfortunately, it was not. But maybe, I don't know if there's a reason for that. Maybe they can't go. Maybe they couldn't go this week. I really don't know. So, I saw something. I saw another tweet. So Claudio is going through his struggles in the Continental Division.
Yeah.
Last year he couldn't make it to the Continental Classic Finals because of a time limit draw with Danielson. This year he couldn't win the title due to another time limit draw. I don't know if it's that deep. I really don't think it's that deep. But it would explain the results other than they're both just really good. I just hope they get a rematch, that's all. Yeah,
I do too.
Because also, not having Okada at your biggest show of the year is kind of insane.
Yeah, that's nutty.
And they're already over there too. You know what I mean? They're already in the UK.
Right.
I say It hasn't stopped us from having fucking 13, 14 matches on a card. I'd say, what's stopping you?
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
It's like...
But...
It's so wacky. He's a fucking massive name, like, just in the wrestling world, you know?
Yeah.
And not having him at your biggest show is a little crazy.
It is very crazy, but alas. We, Okada won it too. Well, he didn't win it. He retained. Because that time limit draw, and that was really it. And then the Bucks and Jack Perry came out, and everyone's screaming, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And he's like, oh, you guys want... Matt Jackson's like, you want 5 more minutes? Well, too bad. It's time for our match. And we get a trios match. Jack Perry and the Bucks versus FTR and Darby Allin. This match was also really good.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got sort of some interlocking builds between, you know, the TNT championship match and then the tag championship match.
Yeah.
Acclaimed come out afterwards and do their whole thing. And, yeah.
We got a nice Billy Gunn suck it, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
For the Cardiff crowd.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a very good one, too. I really would like to see the Acclaimed take the gold.
Yeah,
I feel like we've seen really good work out of them lately, and they deserve it. They deserve it.
That's true.
So, anything else you want to talk about from Dynamite?
The ending. Danielson Swerve.
Oh, yeah.
Danielson said the fuck word.
He did. He said the frick word. 2 times. So, this segment, Nigel was mediating the final confrontation of Swerve and Danielson. And Nigel called out Swerve.
I really thought, man.
Really thought he was gonna
get my wish.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems like your wish isn't gonna come true, but who knows? We still have All In on Sunday. Who knows what's gonna happen with Nigel?
Anything is possible.
It's true. Anything is possible in the world of wrestling, but Nigel is mediating this, and he calls out Swerve, and he's talking him up, and he's like, yo, this is the greatest, most dangerous man in AEW right now. And he talks him up, and he's like, before I call out Danielson, I want to talk to you more, which was really funny. So he's talking to him, and Swerve ends up taking the mic and doing a promo, and he starts talking shit about Danielson. Well, Swerve mentions his family again, and he's like, oh, you're going to be sitting at home with your wife and daughter and questioning whether or not you're going to come back to wrestling and stuff. And Danielson runs out and just fucking does his kick at Swerve and takes him down. And he's awoken the American Dragon. Once again.
The American fucking Dragon.
The American fucking Dragon.
Yeah, this was good from Danielson. Hasn't changed my mind. I still think Swerve's gonna win.
I truly want Swerve to win.
I don't want anyone to win. I just think I want both of them to win.
It's gonna end in a time limit draw.
Oh, there we go.
And then Danielson didn't technically lose, so he's still wrestling.
I feel like Swerve's promo work is still like kind of shaky.
Yeah, it's iffy.
Like
there's some days where he absolutely cooks, and then there's other days where it's like, I don't know.
There's other days where I feel like he like can't remember what he's gonna say, or like, and he's definitely like leaning to it. He feels a little more heelish, which I think he works better as a heel.
I do too.
He said he's more convincing as a heel, I think, but even sometimes then I just like don't believe him.
Yeah.
When he's on the mic. So that makes it hard to watch Swerve segments for me personally. But
that's fair.
I do
I do think he'll win. I think this will be Danielson's last match. And I think what's going to happen is Hanger's going to win the gauntlet. And he's going to be the next challenger. And then we're going to get what we want.
That would be hype.
That's what I think.
Unless they debut Ricochet and make him win the gauntlet, and then it's all fucked.
I don't think they'll make Ricochet win the gauntlet.
Nah, I don't think so.
The pop, him showing up is a pop enough, you know?
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah. Yeah, All In is going to cook. They're at 50K right now. They just broke 50,000 ticket sales, which is very good. Very, very good for All In. And it's not 80K, but who gives a fuck? The setup isn't even for 80K this year. They set it. They made the setup for like 53. Yeah, which they're gonna hit their goal, and that's fire.
You also got to think about like the weekend of. They can still sell tickets.
Yeah, they can.
The day of, they could still sell tickets.
It's true. They can sell tickets during the show. They can still sell tickets.
It's true.
You know, this is very good for AEW, and they met their goal, and that's fire. So, you know.
Yeah.
Let's hop over to the WWE side of things. I think we'll kind of go through these ones quickly. Raw was good. Nothing fucking crazy, but we had Sheamus versus Pete Dunne, which I thought was really fucking good. Pete Dunne's been also doing really good work both on Raw and NXT lately. The Sheamus feud is fun. I'm enjoying it. Sheamus is on his knees at one point and he goes, "Is your name Butch? Are you a bitch?" Or something like that. Yep. He's like, something like that. You know, we had 10 beats of the Bodhrán and then another 10 beats of the Bodhrán, but he was like hanging legs first on the rope instead of the usual. It was really good. A very physical match. Sheamus went over, but then he was like, "You know what, Pete Dunne, you put on a great show." And during a segment backstage too, he was like, he called him Butch, but then he was like, "Sorry, Pete Dunne." So he like corrected himself. And
yeah,
I don't know. It was really good. Pete Dunne's doing really great work right now.
Yeah, they're both killing it.
Yeah. Still crazy that
Pete Dunne's the workhorse right now.
Sheamus can still fucking go, man. Like, he's been in it for a while, but he is still like puts on consistently
he's showing
bangers.
No signs of stopping.
No, not at all.
Which I'm fine with. I think I would love to see I'd love to see him actually win the IC title before he retires, because that's the one he hasn't won yet. We make him
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, yeah.
That's fire. Gunther had a segment at the beginning. He was doing a promo with Randy, and he was getting booed like fucking Dom, dude. The crowd was going crazy booing this man.
Yeah, they would not let him talk.
They wouldn't, and it was impressive from the crowd. They were fucking going for him.
Gotta give it to him. Orton came out, right? Or Orton came out first, I think.
Yeah, Orton was in the ring first,
Then Gunther interrupted him. And, you know, just more build to their match. Orton got double teamed. Kaiser's back, you know, doing his thing.
His Imperium interferences.
Yeah, and that set him up for a match against Randy in the main event.
Yeah. Which also cooked.
Thought it was a very good match, yeah.
Yeah, very solid.
I like Kaiser's move where he runs around the ring and then does a drop kick into the steps.
Yeah, that's such a dope move. I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fire. That's gonna be a very solid match at Bash. Speaking of Bash in Berlin, we had CM Punk come out, and he was talking to the fans about how much the fans mean to him and all this stuff, and what the bracelets in particular mean to him. And again, He's like, it's not about the bracelet. It's the meaning behind it, the names on it, and all this stuff. And he came out with a strap, officially making the strap match official at Bash in Berlin. And Drew came out, and he's like, and let's do this right now instead. You whipped me, so you hurt me. You hurt my heart. He's like, you whipped me with my belt last week. And CM Punk's like, all right, come in the ring. Let's talk about it. Let's talk like adults. And he's like, no, I'm going to go in there. You're going to beat the shit out of me. I'm not doing that. And he's like, okay, give me the bracelet. I'll give you the strap. And Drew looks at him in awe. He's like, huh? And then he looks at the bracelet and he's like, fuck no, fuck you, you're an idiot. And then they just more build to Bash, and this feud is continuing and is not slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna end. I don't think it'll end with the strap match. They'll probably do one more big one.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be like a 2 out of 3 series here.
I think Punk will probably win the strap match, and then they'll get their best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Deciding match. Anyone out there who's already comparing this to the dog collar match can go take a seat.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this is...
I will annihilate you. This is the fucking dog collar match pales in comparison. Like, it's just so much better. And it's not even like, this isn't even a tribalism thing either. It's just like, objectively.
Yeah.
I don't know if a match can top that.
The build to that dog collar match was probably one of the best wrestling builds I have seen in a very long time. Like,
yeah, I'd say of all time.
Of all time?
Opinion.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm not even joking, dude. Like,
it went so hard. Like, seeing good. Like the week before that match, and seeing CM Punk, like, literally covered head to toe in blood, dude. Yeah. Like, and the whole picture of him and MJF and, like, all this stuff, dude. Like, that match had so much, like, emotion behind it, and the match itself went so fucking hard. Like, this is not even going to be a fair comparison to that, you know?
No, but I am seeing it. So, believe what you want. It just might not be a correct belief.
Yeah, CM Punk seems to like matches.
I won't doubt it's gonna be strap match is gonna be good. I've never really been crazy about the tap all 4 corners with the strap. I think that's kind of silly. I'd say just like have a match where they're strapped to each other and have to win by pinfall or submission.
Yeah.
The last strap match that was in WWE, I believe, was Daniel Bryan and The Fiend.
Oh, interesting.
And I think that was a pin or submission one. So I don't know why the rules changed or when.
Probably because CM Punk's like, I'm doing a real strap match. That's what I would think, you know. Which, all power to him.
It'll be a good match, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. CM Punk seems to like matches where he's tethered to people.
Yeah, Bash in Berlin is really shaping up to be a good show too.
Yeah, for sure. It's got a very solid card so far. Lastly, let's wrap it up soon here with NXT. Axiom and Nathan Frazier earned a rematch for No Mercy, which is exciting.
Also, it's the first time in NXT I'm seeing Riley Osborne wrestle.
Really?
The Daredevil, yeah.
Dude,
I saw him wrestle that TNA match where he's
he qualified for the X Division Ultimate X match, which is super hype.
And now that I've seen him like wrestle some more, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really good.
I loved at the beginning of this, fucking, they were like, okay, if you can beat Riley Osborne and who was the other guy?
Duke Hudson. He's
like, okay, if you can beat Riley Osborne and Duke Hudson, you guys can get a rematch. And they're like, okay, when? Next week? And main event, whatever. Let's do it at the main event tonight. And he goes, no, we're always ready. That's the thing about Chase U. And they rip off their clothes in one foul swoop. And fucking, they're ready to go. That shit was great.
Yeah, and Frazier and Axiom won. They're going to rematch at No Mercy next week. It's going to be good. I love watching them wrestle, dude.
Yeah.
And, Chase U is very clearly, I think, going to retain. And
yeah, I think so.
I think they're good to. I think they're good as like the tag team champions. They're just very like I don't know a single person who hates Chase U.
Right.
Because they're just, they're like Spirit Squad 2.0, except people like them.
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
And, yeah, and this is gonna be a great match. The whole pay-per-view is shaping up to be really good.
Yeah. Very solid stuff. Ren Sinclair and the NQCC were out there, and she calls it the RenQCC.
I like that.
And she kept interrupting Charlie Dempsey, and she calls him Charles, which is also very funny. She's like, Charles is not afraid to defend this whenever, wherever, against whoever. And then fucking Obafemi's music hits.
Oh my God.
And she goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was so
I was
funny,
worried,
dude.
but it was really just him coming out to say that, fuck your Heritage Cup, the North American Championship is like
where it's at.
the best championship. Yeah. And then the family came out, and Charlie Dempsey's like, oh, what, you're coming to get your Heritage Cup back? And he goes, the family's just here to handle business. We don't want the Heritage Cup back, but we always remember. And then his goons go after the NQCC, and then him and Obafemi just stare down while everyone is fighting around them. It was so sick.
Yeah. It was a really, really good segment.
So it looks like that's the match we'll get probably at No Mercy, or if not then the show after.
Yeah.
And then next week is the family versus NQCC in a mixed 6-person tag.
Yeah.
So a big hell yeah. We also had the Gauntlet. Eliminator.
The Gauntlet was so good. Yeah, I'll let you.
And we, I think we predicted correctly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we both picked Jaida Parker, and she is in fact.
It just seems like that's where. It seemed like that's kind of where it was going. Like she's kind of next up to show what she's got.
Yeah, I will say though, and this is continuing with every match she's been in. Sol Ruka, dude, looked fucking strong in this match. Like, they're not like giving the titles and stuff to Sol Ruka, but they are showcasing her and her talent, and she is fucking really incredible. Yeah. Like Sol Ruka, she's gonna get. If she doesn't get a championship by the end of the year, I'll be very surprised. I'm gonna say that. Or if she's not in it like another title picture by the end of the year, I will be very surprised because she's fucking incredible.
Who's gonna take it from Roxanne?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't think it's gonna be Sol Ruka. I think if anything, Sol Ruka gets the North American Championship.
Yeah, I agree.
And we wait like another year before she is NXT champ.
Yeah.
I can't think of like anyone on the roster right now that is like at that level.
Right.
I'd hesitate to say that Roxanne's I don't hate her as champ, but I hate her as heel champ.
Yeah, it feels very meh right now.
Yeah, so she's definitely going to retain at No Mercy. Although, as NXT has proven, anything is possible, i.e. Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I'm still not over it. I don't think I ever will be.
It's so strange.
It's very strange. I I'm just not sold on him. I don't know.
Yeah, I
really don't know what it is. I thought it would like after some time I'd be like, okay, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, but it hasn't. It still hasn't hit yet. So,
Yeah.
you know, you could say we don't really believe in him, but you know who we do believe in? Joe Hendry. He
Our man
won the triple threat and qualified for No Mercy.
Great triple threat
I
match.
want him to win.
He's not
Please,
gonna.
I want him to.
And then here's what happens. Like, Ethan Page is champion, not doing it for me. But if they give the belt to Joe Hendry as badly as I would want that, it would be a very questionable decision for NXT to like toss the championship around like that.
If they gave it to Joe Hendry now and then signed him later, like long down the road, it would be very cool for them to say, oh, he won the NXT title when he wasn't even signed to NXT. You know? Like, because Joe Hendry's going to WWE eventually.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not doubting anything you're saying. I'm just, I don't know, man. Like, it's like we said with the TNA, like, we wanted him to win the TNA championship, but he doesn't necessarily need to win it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, it's the same, like, double standard, kind of. It's gonna mean less and less the more it's thrown around like that, in my eyes.
Okay, that's fair.
And right now, even though Ethan Page isn't doing it for me, to throw it off of him and give it to... Look, Joe Hendry would be a great NXT champion. And I won't be upset if he wins, but I will be... it'll be a confusing decision.
On the flip side, though, who else right now, given the current stories going on, would have it other than, like, Trick?
Like, well, I would say Trick, but now they've got him still duking it out with Pete Dunne, and then I would say Wes. I would arguably all three of those guys were at that level, but now they are very much taken out of that because they're in their own little feuds now.
Right. So
right, because Wes got attacked by Zach Wentz.
Yeah. But
so
yeah, I don't know.
I don't. The only one I can think of, and he's not even at a world championship level, is Noam Dar when he comes back, because he got attacked by Ethan Page.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's not even like he's not a world. In my opinion, he's not at that level.
Right.
Ideally, in my perfect world, I'd have Trick win it back.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
Or you can do what they do sometimes when in doubt. Is bring someone from main roster. I mean, again, Pete Dunne, but bring someone else. I don't know. Like, they had Becky come and win the NXT championship just fucking because. They had Dolph Ziggler do it once.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Have someone, yeah.
I don't know, maybe just to shake things up until they have someone who's, like, very clearly ready. I think, honestly, whenever Obafemi loses the North American...
Have him go for it?
He's next. Yeah, he's up next. Either that or he's main roster too, but I don't know. There's a lot of ways this could go, and Joe Hendry could very well be one of the ways.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It would just be interesting to see what they do.
It's fine. It's just like the last pay-per-view that NXT had is when Ethan Page won the championship.
Right. I think a huge thing... we were talking about this a little bit the other day, but I think a huge thing, if they do give it to Joe Hendry, then they have Joe Hendry defend it at Bound for Glory against someone big from NXT. And maybe that's in the partnership. Again, we don't know what's behind the scenes with the partnership, but that would benefit TNA buy-ins like a fuck ton for that.
Yeah.
Unless they fucking, stop making their pay-per-view thing so dumb. TNA Plus doesn't include it. Stupid. Pissed me off still.
Why don't you talk to John TNA?
I'm going to talk to John TNA. He makes me angry. Include your pay-per-view in the subscription. No, but I don't know. I think that would be huge for TNA. It would, benefit TNA with this collab. But again, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen till it happens. So
It's true.
It's true.
Before we sign off, I'm going to pull up the card because now we have to fight for the Intercontinental. I'm gonna pull up the card for AEW All In.
Yeah.
You're the inaugural champion.
Should we call it the DTC Intercontinental?
DTC Intercontinental.
Okay.
And you have to say it like that.
The DTC Intercontinental.
That's right.
All right. I'm ready.
All right, so Chris Statlander and Stokely versus Ishii and Willow Nightingale.
Okay.
Tony Storm versus Mariah May.
Okay.
MJF versus Will Ospreay.
Ooh. This one's tough. Okay.
Jack Perry versus Darby Allin.
Okay. I feel like we're going to have the same answers for a lot of these.
We'll see. Mercedes versus Britt Baker.
Okay.
Casino Gauntlet.
Let's not count that one.
I don't really know who's in it.
Well, actually...
Let's count it.
Okay.
But I feel like we'll probably both have the same answer.
We will.
So it is kind of pointless. Jericho versus Hook.
Okay.
3-way tag team championship.
Okay.
Oh, the 4-way London ladder match. So this is interesting because in our timeline, we don't have the fourth team, but I can see it right here on Wikipedia because it already happened.
Who is it?
It's Claudio and Wheeler.
Oh. Okay.
All right, and then Swerve versus Danielson.
Okay. All right, let's go through our answers.
Right.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of the same.
All right, yeah, first one. What'd you have?
Willow and Ishii.
All right, I had Chris Statlander and
Oh,
Stokely.
okay. Mariah May.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next.
Will Ospreay.
Yep. Next.
Jack Perry.
Yep. Next.
Britt Baker.
Okay, I said Mercedes for this one.
Okay, so we have two that are different so far.
We both have Adam Page.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Hook.
Okay, yep.
Acclaimed.
Next. Yep. Okay, next.
Patriarchy.
Yep. Okay.
Last one. Swerve.
Yeah. Swerve. Yeah. Okay. So
So,
the only different one that's gonna be our deciding one.
So Willow Nightingale and Ishii versus Stokely and Chris Statlander are gonna be that, and then
And Mercedes.
Mercedes and Britt. Those will be our deciding factors.
I'm putting my house on these matches, dude.
Oh boy. Okay, you're going down.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see about that, Buster.
I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna win the Intercontinental.
All right, but with all things in wrestling, we will see what happens, baby.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hell yeah! I'm very excited, as you should all be. To give us money if you'd like. Link in the description. Pay for Galeer's college tuition.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to, but it would be cool. I'm not gonna lie. YouTube has been popping off, so thank you everybody who is watching, supporting, commenting, all that jazz. Get us to YouTube Partner. We're on our way there. The grind continues. We are at 1,300 subscribers, which is fucking nutty. Keep on supporting over there. We really appreciate every comment, every like, even if your comment's negative. I don't care. You're still commenting and helping us out. So thank you so much.
I have not an ounce of hate in my heart.
Me neither. TikTok as well. You guys are crazy. Thank you guys so much. We have a fun little video.
I'm gonna live stream on TikTok from my friend's house where I'm watching the pay-per-view.
Are you?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. If you want. It could be funny.
Justin's like, we didn't fucking discuss this. What the hell?
We didn't talk about this, and you and I are going to be having a talk when we're done.
We're going to be having a conversation. You're fired.
You're fired. We have a fun little video coming out soon. I'm probably going to finish editing it this weekend, so Keep your eyes peeled for YouTube. And lastly, I don't think I have anything else. Beep beep or whatever.
Are you all in?
I'm all in. Mufussy is all elite.
MrGaleer is all elite.
And we are Dropkick the Commute.
Okay.
Beep beep.
But fucking kill it. Kill it.
End it
Dump
now.
it.
End it now. Oh.
Dump it.
Bye, everyone.
Dropkick the Commute, shining bright in the night. For the conversation.